What's up to all two of you out there? Mixed Reaction is the best show that nobody knows about. It's me, Casey, Justin. What are you doing today, Casey?
Trying to recover from one of the worst weekends in sports a man could have.
How about you, Justin?
I had a very lack of a sports weekend, except for the one thing that Casey and I both dearly share.
And it did
Um,
not go well.
no, no, neither night of the weekend.
No, and I was there one of the nights.
Probably the best played of the two.
Yeah, true, but it's still very disappointing to say the least.
Definitely.
But speaking of disappointing, I don't
Hmm.
normally do this, but I'm taking the reins on this first topic, boys, and I want to talk about Thursday night. Last week I was telling y'all I'm making the Kool-Aid, but I'm not quite ready to drink it yet, right? You know how I was telling you that? Saying I
Mhm.
was almost bought in, almost ready to start being delusional again. Thank God I didn't, because Thursday was a prime example as to why I am thankful I held out. They went back to the first month and first, 10 games of Dallas' defense and were atrocious a good portion of the night. Concussion. I hope Pretty God City's okay. That matters more than anything above a game, of course. And then this has been talked about time and time again. The I don't ever want to accuse a player of lack of effort, but what appeared to be a lack of effort from George Pickens was pretty concerning. There were a few routes he looked pretty lethargic, didn't look too interested in the game. And that was brought up several times throughout the course of this past week now. And so we'll see how he responds to that. Of course, I'm at this point, it's almost like I'm still holding out a little bit of glimmer of hope just because it looks like the collapse of Philadelphia is in full effect at this point. I mean,
Right.
they're in
They're in
they
free.
can't get anything right now. They're in a free fall. That's absolutely right. Obviously Dak didn't have his best game. He threw two interceptions, which I might add, both of them hit off the receiver's hands and were deflected after that. So I don't really put either one of those interceptions on him personally,
Right.
but it's an interception nonetheless. It goes on the stat sheet as such. We held Jameer Gibbs down as far as in the rush game. We played that pretty well, but we were very ineffective in the median passing game. Jared Goff went 10 for 11 for over 150 yards passing into the median part of the field. It was just easy as shooting fish in a barrel for him at that point. There really wasn't much we could do to stop him. Of course, it was came down to it. It was one possession game late in the fourth at one point, so it's not like we got blown out by any stretch.
True.
But Dallas did what Dallas typically does, and they just came up short.
When it
That's
mattered most.
when it mattered most, they came up short in every way. So I'm hopeful that we see the return to form what they've been over the past month.
Mhm.
This past Sunday, like we said, especially with the free fall of Philadelphia, they're only a game and a half out with four to go.
That was a
The
golden
decision rate,
opportunity blown by losing to Detroit, man. Especially with the
Really.
it was.
Eagles losing.
Yep, it absolutely was. There's no question about it. Um, I'm not sure the status of CD. Brian Schottenheimer said he's progressing nicely. I don't know what that means for this Sunday. Um, I hope I can get the Pickens that I got for the first, 12 games of the season
Right.
and not the Pickens we got on Thursday. Again, I don't know if it really truly was a
Yeah,
lack of effort. I,
was it
I
was
don't
it
know.
an illness possibly?
A very well could be that he didn't disclose. He could be dealing with an injury that we don't know about. But a lot of it, I hate to say it, there was a lot of times he seemed lethargic running his routes. He didn't get his hands up like he normally does. He let a deep ball basically go right by him.
Mm.
It didn't seem like he was hungry, I guess is the best way to put it, like he had been over the past few weeks. And so I hope that can change. Of course, Kenneth Murray, guys, might be the worst linebacker in football. He needs to get off the field. Like they picked up Logan Wilson, and for some reason, I don't know why Logan Wilson can't see the field over Kenneth Murray. Kenneth Murray played 46 snaps on Thursday. That's 46 more snaps than he needed to be playing because he should not be seeing the field at all.
Go back to
Um,
Pop Warner bad because I haven't watched.
what'd you say?
Go back to Pop Warner bad because I haven't seen how bad he is.
It's very bad. All you have to, there's plenty of videos online if you just want to look up Kenneth Murray, almost like a Shacked in a Fool type
Oh,
tape.
oh boy.
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad when it comes to Kenneth Murray. And of course, like I said, Dak didn't have his best game, but nor did he have his worst. He was very efficient in a lot of large portion of the game. I
Mhm.
wasn't hateful at Dak's performance. Obviously, this is I think the fourth or fifth time now they've let up 40 in a game this season. Obviously, you're not going to have a successful season when you're letting up 40 a game multiple times. It's just not a recipe for success. Um, that's really all that I have to say about that game. There's a reason I didn't drink the Kool Aid after the Kansas City win or after the Philadelphia win, especially not after the Raider win. I mean, those games, well, obviously helped, and they are building confidence with those type of games. When you are faced with a task of beating a team like Detroit on the road and you fall as short as they did, it just makes it seem like it's the same old story, same old Cowboys. And I just don't know if that's ever going to change.
Yeah, for me, it was once they scored the touchdown to go ahead 10-3. After that, it really didn't feel like Dallas. It just didn't feel like it was one of those games they were going to win. Obviously, Detroit exploded in the fourth quarter, but at that point, they were already winning the game. Um, and like I said, Philly lost, man. So that was a golden opportunities for you guys to come in and uh I mean, I looked there what a game and a half technically behind them, but I mean Philly, they have to play one more, it may be one more playoff team. They have to play like the Commanders and the Giants again. I know that. So you guys are probably cooked. It's just too little too late, man. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we saw that from Cincinnati last year. I mean, they balled their ass off at the end of the year
So
and they
And
just
I
they
couldn't.
want to
play,
talk about the Bills Cincinnati game because, oh man, Cincinnati had Buffalo
That was
by the
tough.
they did.
balls.
I
They
had Bills
had them.
money line.
And
Yeah,
Joe
you're
Burrow had
correct.
the worst
Oh
two
shit.
consecutive play ever as a quarterback. Pick six and then immediate another pick.
Yeah, that was not a good look. I mean, especially with the quarterback, the caliber of Joe Burrow, that's just something that doesn't typically happen.
No, it
Um,
doesn't. Couldn't have happened to a better team either.
yeah, I know, especially for you being in this position. Obviously, you guys have that big game coming up with them on Sunday. Real quick, Ian, yeah, you're right. The Eagles, they play the Commanders twice, and they play the Raiders this Sunday. Then they had the Commanders twice, and they had the Bills
The
at
Bills,
Buffalo.
When is that? Week
But
17 for for Buffalo?
yeah, but to be fair, from Dallas's perspective, what we have is the Vikings, the Chargers, the Commanders, and the Giants. If we can win out and have Philly lose two, we take the division.
Right.
that's true. I mean, that's a simple way to look at it. All they got to do is lose two. I told Nick, well, we're gonna get into my picks once we, but that's gonna be, I don't know, man. I mean, Dallas. I mean, it's not like they lost to a bad team. You know what I mean? It'd be different if they came out there
No.
and shit the bed against the Saints. And by the way, the Saints won. That's fucking insane. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, that's a good way to look at it. They just Philly has to lose twice, and it's
Which it's possible
it has
that
to be
Dallas
the
is.
Buffalo game and another one. They're not losing to two of those other games. Their Buffalo's got to be. If they don't, if they beat Buffalo, Philly wins the East.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I would. My thought process would be they'll lose to Buffalo and one to the Commanders.
Probably when they have a division, a playoff berth clinched by the second Commanders game, I would imagine, possibly.
Potentially, again, especially the way Philly's kind of collapsing, though. If
Maybe
they
sooner than
don't
that.
win if they don't win the division, they may be on the outside looking in for a playoff spot as well.
The NFC is just too dang stacked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I
And
was about to
so
say who's seventh? San Francisco. Let me see.
I think so.
Chicago now.
Chicago.
Right, because
Damn,
Green
nine
Bay,
and four.
Green Bay just beat them and took over
Yeah,
number two because
Chicago in one weekend went from the number one seed to the number seven seed.
Yeah,
That's
Dallas
how
has to win the
jam
East. There's no
packed.
other way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, we have to win the East. That's the only possible way. And it starts this Sunday. We can only take it one game at a time. I hope we come out and ready to play because on paper, especially a game at home, no offense to Nick, we should beat the Vikings.
Yeah,
But
you guys should.
now you guys, though, Ian, what a rebound game for the Rams. They showed why I was telling you don't think into this Carolina loss too much. It was just a game. It's a slip up. It happens. You guys came out ready to play and thoroughly dominated a shorthanded Cardinals team.
Manhandled.
Absolutely dominated.
Yeah, no, and it was one of those games too where I mean they come out, Jacoby Brissett throws a touchdown first drive of the game. Um, and then after that, I mean, like you said, we didn't let up. We get a touchdown on
Not at all.
both of our drives in the second quarter. Seattle had a pretty close win over no,
No,
I'm
I think
playing.
Seattle.
They bashed them, yeah,
I
whoever
was
they
like,
played.
Yeah,
Seattle pretty much annihilated
Um,
Kirk Cousins' career for good.
and
yeah,
I'm
so they
still
could
worried about
dogs could have,
having to go play them on the road. But no, I mean it was just really refreshing to see us bounce back after that loss. And like you said, like if we can afford to have a slip up, it's on the road against a good Carolina team. Puka, excuse me, I don't know what they put in his goddamn weight. He's 167 yards. Parkinson obviously gets another touchdown as well. Um, and yeah, and then Blake Corum, I mean, that's his, if I'm not mistaken, that's his career high as a Ram this past game, 128 yards. Like you guys were saying, we really don't have a weakness. I mean, you look at the way that Forbes has come on this year, and Washington, I mean, he was notoriously getting burnt when he was
not
there.
to mention what a luxury you guys have to have a 1-2 punch as in a receiver aspect and a running back aspect too. Obviously on the outside
Hmm.
with Puka and Devontae, but from the running back room too, when you have
Yeah, like Corum and shoot,
Kyron Williams,
Kyrie Williams. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't
that
think
is
Corum. I'm with you.
it's such a luxury to have because it's a plethora of weapons for a team that already has an established quarterback, an established system. Obviously, we know Sean McVay is one of the best offensive minded coaches in football. And so
And if
if
I
the
recall
Rams
correctly,
didn't,
Ian, you weren't
yeah,
happy with the Corum pick in the draft.
he
I
wasn't.
wasn't too happy with the pick. He's undersized. I mean, he did his thing in Michigan, but I didn't really think it would translate to the NFL. And then granted, they just worked him in more and more. And shout out to Sean McVay, man. I mean, he's a
Right.
genius. I mean, he could take us and we can make the playoffs out there. No, I'm just playing with all due respect. But no, I mean, he finds a way to work with whatever he's got. I mean, you look at this year, we've been even rotating tight ends out at times, with Davis Allen and Parkinson. Our defense, there's really not uh a downside.
Yeah.
And let me go ahead and see before we get on to we'll talk briefly on the Patriots. I know they had a bye, but let me see what our
Yeah,
remaining.
we had a bye this week, which was so we were screen watchers, obviously. Many good things happened for us. Um, as I predicted, there were many. I'm not going to demean our show with the actual phrase, but we got Kansas City, Miami, and Baltimore all riding that 6-7 pony. So, from a Patriots perspective, a our I find it funny
You say the
because
6-7 pony? Hold on, that just registered with what you
that's what I
said.
said. That's what I said.
I'm looking for the record 6 and 7. Who's 6 and 7? The Patriots ain't 6 and 7.
No. They're 11-2. But
I know.
no, who'd have thought at the beginning of this season that at week 14, 15, 14 we're coming into, that the Ravens and the Chiefs would both have the same record as the Dolphins, who had that on their
Yeah,
bingo
you
card.
you said that the other day. That's pretty funny to think about. Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, like I was saying about Joe Burrow having the most awful two possession swing ever. I was praying to the football gods for Cincinnati to upset the Bills because that would have made this week's hat and t-shirt game for the Patriots that much easier to work with.
What's a hat and t-shirt game? I
Yeah,
keep hearing that damn
Division
phrase.
clincher.
That's
division
what I thought. It
clincher.
was some kind of game where you celebrate something for sure.
Division clincher.
So obviously Joe Burrow, like you said, he had those horrendous two possessions that put Buffalo in the lead and then had Buffalo with that commanding lead. But you also have to look at giving credit to Josh Allen too.
That
He had
that
a
30-yard
bomb.
scamper was really the turning point.
100% it was. 100% it was. And it could be one of those games that propels Buffalo back to what we anticipate them being. You
It's
got to think they
possible.
were down. Yeah, they were down, I think, what, double digits in the fourth, ended up
They were
coming
down
back
by
and,
double digits, yes.
yeah, absolutely
I
they
don't know
were.
about in the fourth. In the
And
second half, they were at one point.
It was the fourth because
I
they had to
think,
score 21. They scored 21 unanswered.
Damn, I fell
yeah.
asleep.
Um, and so you really got to give credit where credit is due to Buffalo. They didn't waver, they stayed composed, and they made the plays when they counted. And so this is going to be a hell game this Sunday. I am looking forward to this one. I can't wait till we get to that one in the pick segment. This is Drake May's biggest test of his career so
This
far,
this is
undoubtedly.
this game is easily the biggest game of his career so far. Um,
Yes.
I'm still hopeful for a deep run, depending on the matchups. Obviously, we'll get to those when we get to those. Um, also, was really
I'll say
hoping
this.
the Raiders would have going to upset Denver. That'd make my life easier there too.
I'll say this. You want that one seed not only for the home field advantage, you want to avoid Houston. Nobody wants to play Houston right now, man.
No,
That
no.
defense is unreal.
What if
That
they won like four in a row?
that defense just put Kansas City to night night.
Houston's won
They
five
are
games in a row.
Yeah,
they are something special, man.
complete
That
turnaround for
defense,
Houston.
a complete turnaround. And I like CJ Stroud, but I'm not giving much of that credit to CJ Stroud.
No,
Most of that, a good 75% of that credit is on the defense. They
and
are
specifically the defensive line.
far and away the best defense in football, the best pass rush in football, the best linebacking core in football. They do. We talk about the Rams not having a weakness. That on defense, especially, the Texans have no weakness.
The Texans
None.
probably the only thing I would say about Houston is Houston's making the kind of run I think they could jump even Jacksonville.
Let
Two
me
games
see.
out. That's tough. Or no, they're game and a half, right?
No, they're
But
one game out. Jacksonville's 9-4, Houston's 8-5, but they do not play each other for the remainder of the season. Go
they
ahead,
don't. I
Justin.
thought they did.
Mm.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, they're a
But
game out. Ooh.
but even then, I mean, the way that they're playing, who's to say? And Jacksonville is Jacksonville.
Well,
So
let's check out the remaining schedule for Houston. They play at home against Arizona and home against Vegas, at LA against the Chargers, at home against Indy, and then Jacksonville remaining. They've got
I see Texas going at the very least 3-1 over that stretch. The only loss is possibly against the Chargers.
Ooh,
right.
and the Jags play at home against the Jets, at Denver, at Indy, at home against Cam Ward. Did you see him throw the guy off of him this week?
That was impressive. That was the best
The
throwaway you've ever
Jags
seen.
have that slot that with Denver.
Hmm. And the
So
Indy
that Denver
game.
game's gonna be huge. That Denver game's gonna be huge. They'll win against Indy. They'll be fine there, obviously, because Daniel Jones is out. And
Uh,
it's either gonna
uh,
be it's probably gonna be Phillip Rivers starting at that point, which is the
Oh,
weirdest
that
thing in the
Rivers.
world. Um, so if they both go 3-1 down the stretch, which I anticipate they both probably will, then it's gonna go to Jacksonville. And I don't foresee Denver giving it that number one spot. So it's really looking like it's gonna be a 7-2 matchup between New England and Houston. I man, as much as I respect Drake May, as much as I respect New England for what they've done this year, I don't know if I could go
If
against
we get
Houston in that
Houston, that
spot.
could be a problem.
Houston, we have our problem.
Yeah, if it's Houston, we may have a problem.
and they have to slip up big time for Baltimore. Well, I mean, the only way Baltimore's getting in is if they win the North. They're not
Yeah,
catching
that's the only
Houston.
way Baltimore's getting in because Pittsburgh now owns both head to heads, I believe.
Baltimore can still win the North. Let's not act like the Steelers have this wrapped up.
It's no, they don't have it wrapped up. I mean, they made a statement win, but they don't definitely don't have it wrapped up for sure.
All we
You
know
guys
is
think
that
Lamar? You guys
uh,
think Lamar's hurt? Like this has been the worst month
Lamar
of
has
football.
been hurt. I think he's just willing himself to be out there because
But at this point, it seems to be more detrimental to the team because he's playing terrible.
and there was a play the other day where he could, I can't remember what quarter it was in, where he could have extended the play where he normally would have tried and he didn't.
it was in the first or second quarter. It
Yeah,
was early on.
I'm with you though. He doesn't look like the same Lamar, like you said earlier this year, like Allen, Mahomes, Jackson. It's them three and then everybody else. And the injuries, they haven't. I mean, Baltimore in general hasn't been able to get into a rhythm, but I mean, they were rolling, and Lamar's not doing many
You
favors.
keep leaving Burrow out of that conversation.
Yeah, Burrow belongs in that conversation. It's Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, Burrow. Then it's the rest. There's still no
Yeah,
question about that.
I'm not putting Drake. I'll put
I
Drake
knew
right
you
now.
were
I
gonna.
will vote for Drake May in 5 in that group, but he's a ways away from everybody else
No,
in terms of the top four. He's a
I'm not
piece
putting
looking up for a
I'm
while.
not putting Drake May above Stafford.
I'm saying the AFC
Oh, in the AFC.
because
Yeah.
those are all
Okay, yeah.
AFC quarterbacks.
Is he better
That's
than
fair.
Herbert?
I think he's better than
Drake?
Herbert.
Oh, I
I
don't
think they're
think he's
close, but
I,
I would lean Drake before Herbert.
I don't think he's as talented as Justin Herbert.
No,
I would be remiss if I didn't come on Mixed Reactions and say Kevin Stefanski.
you tool,
What in the
you
world?
tool.
Why does he hate Shador Sanders so much?
I don't know. I mean, Shador threw for nearly 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Shador played great. Great. Not good. Great.
That was elite level play.
Yes, it was. 100%. That 60
And
yard touchdown pass to Jerry Judy, a thing of beauty.
wow,
And then they
just
run the
kiss.
Wildcat.
But why?
No,
You
he pretends to fake. Did you see? They
Yeah,
said that that
yeah,
was
it was
him.
Water Boy coaching. It was Water Boy coaching.
say, go. He looks to the left.
He said, "I don't know where I am right now." But I mean, you see, they ran to one side. The dude just chucked it across the field. I don't know if it was Jenkins. Oh, that was rough to watch, man. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Like what
I
does
mean,
he
you
have
have
against?
your best player and you bench him for the biggest part of the game. You're going for the game,
That he brought you back into, mind you.
right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, he did. Speaking of tough to watch, boys. Speaking of tough,
Ugh,
I went to a sporting event this weekend.
I'm gonna watch a sporting event this weekend.
the sporting event I went to, boys, University of Maine Black Bears took on the border rival, University of New Hampshire Wildcats. Maine got off to a great start. Josh Nadeau scores a goal 3 minutes into the first period. Alphonse going ballistic. It was loud. It was
Bonkers.
walking off the chain. It was bonkers. That's a great way to word it, Justin. About 5 minutes later, UNH ties it up. It's 1-1. Everyone's still chilling. Still a good time.
Because
Then the
these games
rails
always
came
go
up.
back and forth. Always go back and forth. So it's like it's not over. No worry to panic about anything yet.
No, then the rails came off. And the worst thing about it, Justin, I don't know if you've ever been. I know you've been to a Maine UNH game. Obviously, we've been to one together. But
Sure.
I don't know if you've ever been to a Maine game where you have fans of the opposing team sitting about 2 rows behind you.
No.
It it gets a little annoying because there was definitely quite a few UNH fans just a couple rows behind me, screaming loudly. I might add. And you do your best to be a good sport, so you don't say nothing, of course, because they have a right to cheer on their team like we have a right to cheer on ours.
But you felt
But
like having a Randy Marsh South Park episode.
I'd say I'd be lying if I said it doesn't make you want to turn around and be like, "You shut the fuck up."
Right.
Give credit to UNH. They outplayed Maine both nights. I'm glad Ben Barr had them practicing and lifting weights after that game. I don't know if you know, Justin. They have a 3-game week this weekend. They play tomorrow
Tomorrow.
against UMass Lowell, and then they play Lindenwood Saturday and Sunday. They play UMass Lowell in Portland tomorrow,
That's a tough
and then
stretch.
Lindenwood. It is, and then Lindenwood at the Alpha on Saturday and Sunday. I fully anticipate they're going to go 3-0 on this. I fully
They
anticipate they're going to win
should.
all 3 games.
They should.
They absolutely should. They dropped down to 16th in the rankings, which is definitely not where I
That's a
expected they'd be.
gift. That's a gift, in my opinion, for how they played this weekend. They played for. I mean, okay. I'll be honest. I didn't see the Friday game. I was feeling like absolute hot garbage. I was in bed before the game. The puck dropped. I was down. But so I saw it was 1-0. I was like, okay, maybe it was a hard fought game. Apparently, no.
No, not at all. No, and Justin, it's time us Maine fans have the conversation, and I'm going to be the
Baptiste
first one to
Rousseau
say it.
should be in goal.
He's better than Boya. He's
Yeah,
better.
he's better.
He they
Boya got
you just
pulled for Rousseau this week
yep.
in the second game, and it was unfortunately too little too late because Rousseau was standing on his head for I think he was in for like the last 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know if he
No,
was there.
he's whole third period.
Was the whole
Whole
third
third
period?
period.
Okay. But even then, I mean, there were a few rushes that UNH had in that third period. Golden opportunities stood in his head for each of them. Those,
So speaking of the third, right? Maine scores a goal, makes it 3-2. About 5 minutes into the third,
mhm.
again has the Alphonse rocking, right? Everyone's fully anticipating Maine's the better team. They're going to tie it and win in overtime. That's what everyone is thinking.
It's what it looked like it was going to happen.
Boy, oh boy, did they look lethargic after that goal. Almost like they anticipated UNH to lay down.
Well, there was the other moment. I'm not sure. Was it soon after the goal when they had the long review whether or not the goal it was a good goal or not? Or was that towards the end?
No, that was with 5 seconds left in the game, which I don't know how they showed the review on TV. When they showed it on the Jumbotron in the arena,
Mm-hmm.
it damn sure looked like it went into me.
Because if I'm not mistaken, that camera view looks over the goal at an angle. It's not straight up and down with the goal line.
Correct.
And it
To me, it
definitely
looked like it
cleared
went
the
in.
crossbar.
That's what I thought. But, you know, call upheld on the ice. I guess it because I think the reason is because it got called no goal on the ice. There wasn't sufficient enough evidence to overturn it, is my opinion.
But my question about that review is if it was covered by a non goalie UNH player, shouldn't that be a penalty shot?
Yes. Yes.
I thought it was
But
going to be called that way and thinking, okay, penalty shot, Sully Shirley, you know what you do because it's what you're best at right now. Nailed it. The
10
penalty
minutes,
shot.
by the way, fellas.
Thank you.
I'll say this: Lucas Peterson doesn't need any more playing time for Maine this year. None. Absolutely none. He brings nothing to the offense. He's too flashy. He keeps trying to make these highlight reel plays. He needs to go. Next thing, and about the review, Justin, which what I was going to say is, if they didn't call that on the ice, they can't call it upon review. So even if they
Okay.
saw it, if they missed it on the ice, they can't call it.
Damn. You would think that, I mean, you would think like, okay, we can confirm that there was no goal. However, upon review, it was
You
determined.
would
So
think
you can
so.
only review the play that's actually you can't go in and note. They used to have something like that in college basketball, college football. To now they changed it to where if they find it, they can go in and you know.
Yeah, you can only review the action that's being reviewed.
Challenged
Now,
or reviewed, right?
Oh,
unless
Yeah.
unless they find a major penalty, which a penalty shot is not considered a major penalty. It's a shot, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not a major penalty.
Because it would be a delay of game penalty technically, as it were, but that's not a major.
Exactly.
there's been a few. Well, I mean, shit. What was it? The Ohio State game. They got bailed out that they let that touchdown stand, but Jeremiah Smith. They um they reviewed it because they review every score. Well, I guess it's a little different, but whatever. But he didn't deserve a touchdown on that one.
No.
There was so many missed holding calls on Indiana that game, though. That
There
was
were.
absurd.
Hey, I
I
don't
saw
care,
at least
man. Go
five.
Hoosiers. I don't care.
I mean,
That was, I'm never going to call the game rigged. I'm not that type of sports fan. But if you would ever were to make a case for a game being rigged, go watch the highlights of that game and see how many times you can count holding on Indiana. And I don't want to hear that, oh, there's holding on every play, because yes, I agree there is. But blatant holding like that, 98% of the time gets called. And
yeah.
for them to miss it multiple times
On
is a
the same
little
play
fishy.
or within the first like 5 or 6 plays.
Over the course of the game,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it was bad.
so Casey, I'm not sure if you watched the whole game. Did you see the hit early in the game by the Ohio State player on Mendoza where he came out for a few plays? But do you
Yeah,
think it
I
was a
did.
clean hit?
No,
I don't think it was either. He had a chance to pull
no,
up, but he didn't. That ball was gone for long enough.
absolutely agree. No place for that in sports. I mean, obviously you're supposed to be physical, you're supposed to do what you do, but you also have to be respectful and within the guidelines of the rules. You don't want to injure people, and that's a hit that absolutely could have injured him.
Speaking of just football in general, Alabama got the brakes beat off of them.
And still made the freaking playoff.
I mean, Whatever. I mean, they shouldn't headline playing the conference championship. Notre Dame, I
No,
think, got hosed.
man, it's all good.
Notre Dame are some
I think it's just funny
suckers
how many
still.
people are so polarized by this.
The Tulane and
That's some
James Madison
sucker
are gonna,
shit,
huh?
though. That's some sucker shit by Notre Dame, declining to play in any bowl game
Yeah, that's
because it's so
that's
that they
that's crybaby. You're throwing a tantrum
exactly.
kind of crap. Yeah,
You know that they're
Yeah, I don't
gonna
like
write a memorandum into the playoff rules to where if Notre Dame is ranked above 12, they automatically get in. They're gonna add that verbiage to the thing. Look, man, just playing a conference, but on a different note, like James Madison and Tulane are gonna get fucking demolished.
James Madison. I would say James Madison used to play in the same conference as the Maine Black Bears. So
Football, oh,
so
the CAA or
for
no,
football, yep, they were. They moved to the
CAA.
CAA 6, 7 years ago. They left
They
when they
won a
left after a
national
couple years.
championship in FCS too.
The
James
the
hmm
year
Madison.
that the year after they won the FCS championship, they moved to the bowl series.
Who was the team that beat the brakes off of Maine in like the semifinals? I remember Casey was all hyped for that game, but they got the shit beat out of them.
Oh, what?
I
Who
don't
was
think it was
that?
James Madison. I think they had already
Was
moved
it
up.
Albany?
It was Albany.
Was it?
It
I'm
was.
pretty sure it was Albany.
I'm pretty sure it was. It was a team that I thought we were because we had played them before and beat them relatively handily during the regular season. Because I think because Albany is in the CAA too,
I'm 90% sure it was Albany.
The
but
school,
was it in the FCS
let me
playoffs?
look that up. Hold on, we got five
Because
minutes.
I if it was that one, it's Western Kentucky who beat the brakes off of us.
Yeah, I think it was somebody that was red. I think it was no,
Bailey Zappi.
Eastern Washington.
Eastern
Eastern
Washington.
Washington. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
that's what.
50 to
Okay.
19.
My shout out because I used to go to Northern Arizona University Big Sky Conference, which is where Eastern Washington hails
Hmm.
from, as well as Cooper Cup. Um, Eastern Washington is no joke. That program is built for speed.
Oh, you went to NAU?
Yes, I did.
The Walk-Up Sky Dome.
Yep, Flagstaff.
What are they? Don't tell me their mascot. I'm not looking at it. The
The
Northern
name of the
Arizona.
mascot, or what the name of the like the
No, the arena is the Walk-Up Sky. No,
right?
the mascot is the wait, Northern Arizona. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you just said it Wildcats, right?
No,
Or
Lumberjacks.
no, Lumberjacks. And then Northern Colorado's the Bears.
Yep,
Bears.
the
Everybody loves
Bears.
Bears.
All right, boys. I will see y'all in the pick segment.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll see you guys in a minute, man.